So sleepy today and all broken. Oh Jesus. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Wait. Oh. Look. We're back. We are back after quite a long pause, I might add. But I'll probably make a community post about it so I don't need to nag you guys of why I've been gone. But here I am, back and ready to go. Now, I have a lot planned for today, but I guess I'll just give you a quick heads up of what I've been doing, because I have actually been playing. Now, I had to expand this wall because I'm getting a ton of different ores. There's even a lot more drawers out here in the back. Still some to be filled up. As you can see, we're getting a lot of different types of ores, and I need to sort them into their proper spaces. I moved our villagers into here, so we have an infinite source of flux crystals and an infinite source of quartz crystals. I made a bunch of phytogenic insulators to farm carrots. I have 3 guys trading for carrots, and I have these 2 then trading. And I'm using a lot of Certus quartz because I just told my system down here to craft me 10 of these, and it's now basically just finishing up the 10. Yep, there we go. It auto-crafted the 10 256k discs. I just wanted to make them so I have a lot of space and I don't need to worry about it. Then my create room is now fully automated with a lot of different types of things. I have crushing, I have rolling mills, I have the cookings and all those things. You know, I'm everywhere I can. I've added extra recipes and extra automations. For example, even up here, I added some of these electricity things. So we even have a recipe to make the overcharged diamonds, because I had an idea. I'm still tinkering with what we're gonna do in our factory for today's video, but well, let me just say I want to make a reactor. What type of reactor? 1 or even 2 types of reactors. Now I say 1 or 2 because we can make a create reactor, like an actual create reactor. We go over here and for some reason it doesn't show up, but yes, we do have the create new age mod, which allows us to have a reactor, you know, and this guy pumps up a lot of heat. It doesn't produce energy, it produces heat. But then create as boilers, so we can use a boiler heater to then get powered out of it, because you make a reactor powers a boiler powers a generator coil, and a generator coil generates electricity. So it is a way of making electricity. But we could also go with the nuclear, what's it called? The other reactor mod that we have here, the extreme reactors, yes. And I'll probably use this one as a main one, but I have some really cool ideas for the create new age one. So I actually went ahead and make, yeah, it's a 128. I mean, 2 stacks of netherite magnets. These bad boys require netherite scraps and overcharged diamonds. That's why I have this set up right here to make these automatically. I'm also starting to move my machines up here from mechanism, as you guys can see. We have the infusion factories. I have these guys actually separated by alloys. Like this one only does 1, this one does another one, and this one does another one, just so they don't mess up in terms of infusion. So I have them all separated. This one does this other, the other one, this one does obsidian. And I also have the enriching and the crushing factory right here. You can see all the patterns that I have automated in these machines, and all the other machines are still just waiting here for me to actually do anything with them. Yeah, I've added like a couple extra things here. So we have a couple extra automations like wheat or even more glowstone and stuff like that. And I believe that's pretty much it in terms of small things I've been adding to the base for quality of life. I mean, I guess I added a new spawner there. Yep, right over here I also added a vindicator spawner, so we're now also farming emeralds here. So we don't rely on our villagers to get emeralds, we actually have a farm here that's getting us emeralds. So that's also pretty good. Yeah, and this one, as you can see, is a shell of what it once was. This is where we had our villagers. They're all moved out of here. We still have these ones, which we may move as well. We still have all of these boilers, and they're all powering now into this network. But this network, I do not believe that okay, it's still outputting somewhere to some machine, but it's not really like consuming any type of energy right now. So we might just get rid of all this setup right here and take the boilers somewhere else, and then we can use this for something different. I also got chickens. So like I said, today's video will be about the reactors, and I've been getting this area ready to house, well, what should be our reactor factory. Now, while gathering the things and stuff to make this area look good, and just also starting to chunk align my things so it's easier to chunk load in the future. For example, this will take a 3x4 chunk area, so this is the area of this factory right here, so it's easy for me to easily chunk loadable and easy for me to tell the limits. I also marked them out with some cobblestone pillars, as you guys can see, but I realized there's something that I really need to do and I haven't done. Because you see, I keep always getting into these types of situations. Whenever I need to terraform something, I use the infinity wand with the destruction core, and I just use my axe to cut up all the trees and get rid of all the seas and all that. But then I come into a little bit of an issue. Now, for example, you may notice that I have stone here. That's because I cleared all the dirt, and eventually I will hit stone while digging. But if I just go into my system and I type in dirt, I got 70 dirt. I don't have enough dirt to fill this area and then also like terraform if I want to. And that's an issue for me, like that's an actual issue. So we need a fix for that, and we have this empty room right here, which I do believe it's going to be perfect for what we have to do. Now, the way I'm actually going to use this room and make dirt is thanks to the batch composter. Now this bad boy is going to take this integral components. It doesn't take this flux linkage. I thought it would. Let's type in thermal, see what we could possibly have. Maybe this one, and it maybe even this one. Does it take anyone? No, it doesn't take. So I guess we'll make the other components so it goes even faster. So let's tell our system to make one of these. And it should be quick, and then we'll also make the invar one. And just before you ask, no, you can't put two of the same ones in the machine. You can only put different ones into there. But now the way I'm going to use this is we're going to be using hemp seeds. I'm going to make a small farm in this level with a bunch of hemp seeds, and it will be used to make myself, well, hopefully, and this is actually kind of slow for some reason. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it will be making us compost. Yes, this is a very low chance, as you guys can see, but over time it should keep adding and adding up until we have a decent amount of compost. Then with compost, we're just gonna put it together with any type of sand and with slag, which we can automate by putting gravel into a bulk blasting area, and we will get dirt. So that's the way I want to make dirt. So this is my little setup full with 10 phytogenic insulators with resonant integral component, a cyclical processing, so it keeps using the same seed, and then 2 flux linkage amplifiers, so it makes the process faster, but it also, well, takes more energy. But you know what, it's good, it helps. Plus we have 2 batch composters, because whenever one fills, the other may work as well. They're all linked up into this drawer right here. Or we already have 16 compost, which means now we just need to link our storage, which we can get from here. Okay, now that's done, so let's move on to reactor stuff. Now, since I already know how to mess with the create new age stuff, I only need to learn actually is the extreme reactors part, or kind of remind myself again, because I already played with this mod once, so I guess it's time that we dig into it again. So I actually believe the best way to do this is starting with the quest line itself. So it will ask us to make some reactor casings, some reactor glass, and then we'll have to do the control rods, the controller, and the access ports. And going all the way into here, we now have all the necessary parts to make our first reactor. And as you can see, the smallest passive reactor possible is a 3x3x3. So pretty simple, pretty basic. And to build this, we're going to make the frame. And then in the middle and bottom face, we can use another reactor casing, or we can even use something else. I believe we can use glass. Does this actually show me? Yes, this actually tells me how it works and, well, how it looks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read it, and I'll build it to explain it because I believe it's easier to see. So this is the easiest shape, the 3x3x3, and then what you want to do is you put our controller here. Then we need access, the solid access ports on the sides. We need the energy tap in the back. And we need the fuel rod in the middle and the control rod on top. And I believe, yes, there we go. We have built a really basic extreme reactor. Now, of course, this guy has no inputs, no nothing, but we'll get to that. But I do believe I want to make something a little bit bigger. And one thing we will need is tons and tons of uranium. So I'm just going to start and get a head start here and make myself some uranium seeds. I mean, that's why I have this set up, I guess, right? Make myself anything I need in terms of seeds, and we'll probably just use a phytogenic insulator, and then we can make tons and tons of uranium essence, and then turn the uranium essence into uranium ingots. And here it is, and already filling up our big reinforced reactor, because I went straight to the reinforced even though we have like the basic one, and I have it with Enderium blocks using as a coolant, which I don't know if it's working. I hope it is. I believe it is. And we are producing 87,000 FE per tick, which is quite a lot, and this is now completely filled up, which is good. We have this heat. I don't know if the heat is good. We're still filling up. I put a stack of blocks, which I believe it already filled it up to the maximum, and now I'm trying to get some waste, but I guess I have to wait a little bit longer. Well, now there we go. We now have a cyanide ingot. Ingot? What? Yeah, I wanted this so I can actually progress through the quest lines, because now there's actually a fluidizer, a reprocessor, and there's also a turbine. So there's 3 different machines that we can later on do thanks to this bad boy right here. So we're gonna keep the waste here, and then, well, I guess we have a factory to build, right? Well, I know this kind of looks like an airplane, like facility or something like that, but well, this is indeed the place where we do have our reactor. Yes, I'm starting to build up this area so we can house a lot more machinery in here, all the other extreme reactors things. We got a decent amount of cyanide here. This guy already shut off because, well, it kind of ran out of fuel, but it kind of didn't. I don't know, this is weird. I think he's still producing a little bit of power, but not as much. I realized when he's full capacity, he produces a lot more because he has a lot more heat and stuff like that. So the more fuel we give it, we want to keep it like topped up so it actually works properly. And I'm starting to get some divisions in here. I want to get some upstairs rooms, but then I realized something. This is a creating series, right? So we need create, and that's what I intend to do all the way over there. Oh, by the way, these road things from Alpona. I think I'm saying that correctly. They are amazing. Look at this. I love this path. This is so cool. I'm gonna use this to move from area to area because it's just so fun. But yeah, I flattened out this entire island over here, as you guys can see, even that little bit over there, because I want this area right here to be a farmland. Yes, a massive farmland. I may need to like fix and match some of these areas so it looks a little bit better. Probably like terraform this into there so we have a little bit more dirt, but I need to actually get more dirt, or compost I should say, because I already asked for a lot. Yeah, you guys can see we have 300. I asked for a lot of compost to kind of fill in these gaps, as you guys can see. So we need to AFK for quite a long while to get a lot of compost, and I still need to finish that building, and I need to put things here, and we're gonna have a massive create farmland because it's actually gonna produce all the resources we're gonna need for that factory over there, plus some extra ones from mystical agriculture, because I want to start getting into that as well, and I want to get a bunch of those seeds. I want to get a bunch of those seeds, and we need to be farming them with create harvesters. You know, I want to make a bunch of these guys, just like you have on a previous series. Probably I have like a machine that harvests a lot of these, or just make a bunch of small windmills with like 5x5s farming different type of seed on every single one of the plots. I think that would look cool. Then we can walk through the middle. I have one some higher up, some lower down, but yeah, that's the main goal for this island right here. But with all that said, guys, and as you can see, everything is now starting to take shape. We can go back into here. I also have a little bit of a change where, oh, I kind of don't want to go with F5 mode. There you go. Whenever I needed clay, I was putting tons and tons of sand into here. I believe for every single clay, yeah, I had 10 sand, because it's one sand washed has a 25% chance of giving clay. And that is cool and all, but I put sand, 10 sand, so I'll always guarantee at least one clay ball. But then, even though the process of clay balls is finished, you can see I still have a bunch of sand here that's been inputted. It's alright, because it's gonna slowly get washed and also slowly give me even more clay. But that's actually a little bit of an issue, you know, because I need to fix that. I really need to fix that. And how am I gonna fix that? Well, I kind of sorted out some of the things. Like, for example, when I need to wash concrete, I actually put it into this system right here. Put it into these fluid tanks. I even made a pressurized tank, but I think it's the same speed, so it's not even worth making one of these. You just use regular fluid tanks. It just puts the wet, the regular concrete, and it just washes it. Like, you put the powder and you get the concrete, you know, it just does it on its own. And then I put it back into the system. So whenever I need white concrete, this is where it actually gets processed. But to handle the clay problem, we're gonna need a massive factory, because that's it's also gonna come up in one of the next episodes. We need a massive factory that's always producing tons and tons of clay, because, well, most of the items I'm using right now to build actually require clay, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But with all that said, and with this bigger and chunkier of an episode, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for the absence, but as always, see you in the next one. Bye.